myself. My name is Dr. Esraa Alharasis. I'm an assistant professor in accounting from Mota University in Jordan, and I hold PhD in international accounting standards from Victoria University, Melbourne, Australia. And today I will discuss transparency in Islamic finance, focusing on regulatory challenges and proposing practical roadmaps to improve disclosure, governance, and accountability in this rapidly growing sector. So before I start, I'm honored to be a part of Global Ethical Finance Conference, and my sincere thanks go to the organizers for this opportunity, especially to Dr. Faiza Raza for inviting me, and to the Islamic Finance Review for hosting this important event, and indeed to the whole committee of this event. Actually, as I mentioned to Dr. Faiza before, that I do apologize for the inconvenience that I'm currently facing a technical problem in my laptop, which that my camera is not working and I'm not able to activate it in the meantime. And I appreciate your understanding and hope we can proceed smoothly. So let me share my screen to my presentation. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So back to my presentation. My presentation title is Transparency in Islamic Finance, Regulatory Challenges and Roadmaps. So transparency is a cornerstone of trust and ethical conduct in financial systems. That Islamic finance, guided by Sharia principles, has an inherent ethical foundation, and yet it faces unique challenges in implementation, regulation, and reporting, which I will explore with you today. First of all, why transparency matters. So transparency in Islamic finance is very important for multiple reasons. First, it ensures compliance with Sharia principles, which is ethical backbone of this industry. And second, it builds trust among stakeholders, including investors, customers, and the broader community. And third, it improves market efficiency by providing clear, accurate, and timely information to decision makers. And finally, transparency promotes sustainable finance and responsible investments, which are critical as the Islamic finance sector grows globally. So without transparency, even well-intentioned institutions risk losing credibility. It's not enough to operate ethically internally, but reporting and disclosure must reflect that ethical stance to maintain confidence in the market. The key regulatory challenges. So despite the ethical foundation of Islamic finance, several regulatory challenges hinder this transparency. First of all, the inconsistency in Sharia governance. So different countries and even institutions follow varying interpretation of Sharia, creating discrepancies in financial practices. Number two, the lack of standardized reporting. So while accounting and auditing organization for Islamic finance institution, AIOIFI standards exist, many institutions are also follow IFRS or local framework, GAP or International Financial Reporting Standards. So leading to inconsistencies and difficulties in comparing reports. Number three, weak enforcement mechanisms. So in some markets, regulators lack sufficient authority or resources to monitor compliance, leading to gaps in accountability. Number four, the emerging risk. In the current globalization and the current era of new technology development, the integration of fintech, ESG reporting, and sustainable disclosure adds complexity and requires new regulatory approaches. So these challenges collectively reduce transparency and undermine stakeholders' confidence if not addressed systematically. The roadmap to improve transparency. To overcome these challenges, a clear and practical roadmap is very important. I propose the following steps that can be used to overcome these challenges. First of all, harmonization of standards. So aligning AAOIFI standards with IFRS and other global best practices to ensure consistency in reporting. And number two, strength Sharia governance to implement central Sharia boards, regular Sharia audits, and standardized compliance process to ensure ethical practices are very vital. Number three, leveraging technology. Digital tools such as blockchain can provide mutable transaction records. So AI can monitor compliance and detect abnormality in real time. And cloud platforms can make reports accessible to regulators, investors, and stakeholders. Number four, capacity building. So train finance professionals, auditors, and Sharia compliance on Sharia compliance, ethics, and emerging areas like ESG reporting to improve the quality and reliability of these disclosures. So by combining regulatory harmonization, strong governance, digital innovation, and professional development, we can significantly enhance transparency in Islamic finance. The global examples of best practices. So there are several jurisdictions provide useful models for transparency in Islamic finance. For example, Malaysia has developed comprehensive Sharia compliant disclosure practices, making it a global benchmark. And some GCC countries, particularly Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, generally adhere closely to AAOIFI standards and have robust regulatory frameworks for sukuk issuance and Islamic banking. So these examples show that standardization, regulatory oversight, and clear reporting practices are achievable and can strengthen global investor confidence. So in general, we can learn from this example to develop frameworks that are adaptable across diverse markets while respecting local regulations and Sharia interpretations. In conclusion, the transparency is the backbone of ethical and sustainable Islamic finance. While regulatory challenges exist, they can be addressed through a structured roadmap that combines harmonized standards, strength Sharia governance, technological innovation, and capacity building. So collaboration between regulators, institutions, academics, professional bodies is very important to ensure the consistent practices globally. Digital tools can enhance monitoring and reporting, while education and training ensures that the sector has professionals capable of implementing and maintaining high transparency standards. So this is the end of my presentation. I would like to thank again the organizers of this conference, Dr. Faiza Raza, for her kind invitation, and the Islamic Finance Review for supporting knowledge sharing in this field. By working together, we can ensure that Islamic finance continues to grow in an ethical and transparent and sustainable manner. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esraa. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions, guys? Yeah, please.
Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. I have a question for you, and how we can just improve the transparency by engaging the stakeholder into the operation.
Can you just say it again?
So you mentioned on your slide that we can improve the transparency through the stakeholder engagement. How they can just ease this process to improve the ESG transparency or data transparency?
Like I've read that I heard the question mistakenly. I think your question is how can the engagement of stakeholders increase the transparency?
Yes, because
is that the question?
Yeah, that was the question.
Okay.
If you go back to your slide, Doctor, you mentioned that one of the ways that we can enhance transparency is stakeholder engagement.
Okay. So yeah. So transparency improves when institutions actively engage their stakeholders by sharing relevant information, inviting feedback, and involving them in decision making. So this is like this two-way communication that can build trust, reduce information gap or information asymmetry, and can ensure that policies and disclosures reflect the expectations of all parties involved. I mean, the stakeholders in general.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Esraa. Thank you.